Have you ever felt like you always need to explain yourself? You explain your choices, your dreams, your silence, and even the reasons behind the decisions you make. You explain why you said no. You explain why you changed. You explain why you walked away. You explain your goals to people who never supported them. And sometimes, you explain so much that you begin to question yourself. You start wondering, did I make the right choice? Do they think I am a good person? Do they understand what I am trying to do? But here is the truth. You do not need everyone to understand you. You do not need everyone to agree with you. And you do not need to prove your worth to people who have already decided to misunderstand you. There comes a moment when you must stop explaining and start living. Stop chasing approval. Stop defending every decision. Stop trying to control every opinion. Your life is yours. Your peace is yours. And sometimes, the strongest thing you can say is nothing at all. Let your actions speak. Let your growth speak. Let your results speak. Because you do not need to explain yourself to everyone. 1. Stop trying to be understood by everyone. Listen carefully. You can explain yourself perfectly, speak honestly, and show people your true intentions. And someone can still misunderstand you. You can have a good heart, make a thoughtful decision, and still become the subject of someone's judgment. Why? Because people do not always see you as you truly are. They see you through their own experiences, their own fears, their own beliefs, their own expectations, and their own emotions. Sometimes people judge your present through something that happened to them in the past. Sometimes they create a story about you without knowing the whole story. And sometimes, no explanation will ever be enough. That is why you must stop trying to control how everyone sees you. You cannot control every opinion. You cannot control every rumor. You cannot control every misunderstanding. You cannot control what someone chooses to believe about you. But you can control how much power you give those things. You can choose not to react. You can choose not to argue. You can choose to protect your peace instead of fighting for approval. Remember, your life is not a courtroom, and you are not required to defend yourself every time someone misunderstands you. Sometimes, silence is the strongest answer. Not because you have nothing to say, but because you finally understand that not every person deserves an explanation. Let your actions reveal your character. Let your consistency reveal your intentions. Let your growth speak for you. The people who truly matter will take time to know you, and those who are determined to misunderstand you may never understand you, no matter how many times you explain. So stop chasing understanding from everyone. Stand firm, stay kind, keep growing, and let your life speak louder than your explanations. 2. Your actions will speak louder. You do not have to announce that you are becoming disciplined. Become disciplined. You do not have to tell everyone that you are working on yourself. Work on yourself. You do not have to convince people that your dream matters. Work toward it. You do not have to tell everyone that you have changed. Let your life show it. There is something powerful about quiet progress, because while other people are talking, you are building. While they are judging, you are learning. While they are doubting, you are improving. While they are waiting to see whether you will fail, you are becoming stronger. Remember, you do not need to make a speech about your future. You need to take action today. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every difficult task you finish, and every time you keep going when you want to quit is creating evidence of the person you are becoming. Maybe nobody notices your effort right now. Maybe nobody congratulates you. Maybe the people around you still see the old version of you. That is okay. Growth does not always make noise. Sometimes the biggest changes happen quietly, when nobody is watching. Keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep improving. One day the results will speak for you. Your growth will speak for you. Your character will speak for you. Your consistency will speak for you. The life you build will become the answer to every doubt. So stop wasting your energy trying to convince people that you are changing. Change, stop explaining your potential. Develop it. Stop talking about what you will become. Start becoming it. You do not need to explain what your actions can demonstrate. Let your work speak. Let your progress speak. And when the time is right, let your results speak the loudest. 3. Stop defending every decision. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to choose a different path. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to protect your time, protect your energy, and walk away from situations that are no longer good for you. And you do not need to give a long speech every time you make a decision. Sometimes, no is enough. I can't is enough. This is not right for me is enough. I have chosen a different direction is enough. You do not need to turn every decision into a courtroom argument just because someone does not agree with you. Remember, not everyone needs to understand your choices, and not everyone needs to approve of them. There will always be people who question your decisions, criticize your boundaries, or ask why you are doing things differently. But you are the person who has to live with your choices. You know what you need to learn. You know what you need to change. You know what kind of future you want to build. So stop giving every person the power to make you feel guilty for choosing yourself. This does not mean you should ignore good advice or refuse to admit when you are wrong. It means you should learn to make thoughtful decisions without constantly seeking permission. Your life belongs to you. Your time matters. Your energy matters. Your future matters. Protecting those things is not selfish. It is maturity. Sometimes growing up means understanding that you can be kind without saying yes to everything. You can respect people without following their opinions. You can love people without giving them control over every decision you make. So make your choices with wisdom, accept responsibility for them, and keep moving forward. You do not owe everyone an explanation. You owe yourself the courage to live a life that feels true to your values. 4. Stop explaining your silence. Not every silence means anger. Sometimes silence means you are thinking. Sometimes it means you are healing. Sometimes it means you are choosing peace instead of choosing another argument. And sometimes silence means you finally understand that continuing the conversation will change nothing. You do not always need the last word. You do not always need to respond immediately. You do not always need to correct every person who misunderstands you. There is strength in knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet. In a world where everyone wants to react quickly, defend themselves, and have the final word, Choosing silence can be a powerful form of self-control. You may feel the urge to answer when someone criticizes you. You may want to explain yourself when someone gets you wrong. You may want to prove that your intentions were good. But stop for a moment and breathe. Ask yourself, will this conversation actually improve my life? Will my response solve the problem? Will these words protect my peace, or will they create another argument? Sometimes the strongest response is no response. Not because you are afraid, and not because you have nothing to say, but because you have learned that your energy is valuable. You have goals to pursue, lessons to learn, and a future to build. You cannot give every disagreement a piece of your attention. A mature person understands that every battle does not deserve their energy. So when you feel the pressure to explain your silence, remember this: you are allowed to pause. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to protect your peace. You do not have to answer every question, respond to every opinion, or defend every moment of quiet. Sometimes silence is not weakness. Sometimes silence is wisdom. Sometimes silence is strength. And sometimes silence is enough. 5. People who love you will not demand constant proof. The right people will not require you to constantly prove your intentions. They will listen to you. They will ask questions when they do not understand. They will give you space to be human, because they know that nobody is perfect. They will understand that sometimes you make mistakes, sometimes you need time to think, and sometimes you do not have the right words to explain what you feel. They will not judge your entire character because of one difficult moment. They will look at your actions, your consistency, and the person you are becoming. But some people will always demand more. You explain one thing, and they ask for another explanation. You answer one question, and they create another accusation. You defend your intentions, and they question your character. You try harder to make them understand, but somehow, nothing is ever enough. Eventually, you must understand something important. Some people are not looking for an explanation. They are looking for control. They want you to keep defending yourself because it gives them power over your emotions. And you cannot satisfy someone who has already decided that you are wrong. The more you explain, the more they may demand. So stop trying to win an impossible argument. Let them think what they want. Let them create their own story. You know your heart. You know your intentions. You know the effort you have made to become better. And most importantly, you know the person you are becoming. Real love and genuine respect do not require you to live in a constant state of defense. You can be honest without proving everything. You can make mistakes without being a bad person. You can grow without asking for permission. The right people will not demand endless proof of your worth. They will give you the freedom to be human, and they will recognize your character through the way you live. 6. Do not let criticism become your identity. Criticism can teach you, but criticism should never define you. If someone tells you that you made a mistake, listen. Maybe there is something valuable you can learn from it. If someone gives you honest advice, consider it. Maybe their words can help you see something you could improve. Growing as a person means being humble enough to accept that you are not perfect. But there is a big difference between helpful criticism and words that are meant to destroy your confidence. If someone constantly attacks you, insults you, or tries to make you feel worthless, you do not have to accept their words as your identity. Remember, someone's opinion about you is not automatically the truth about you. People can misunderstand you. People can judge you without knowing your story. People can focus on one mistake and forget everything good you have done. Do not allow one person's opinion to become the voice inside your head. You can listen without absorbing everything. You can learn without losing yourself. You can accept correction without accepting disrespect. You can admit that you were wrong without believing that you are worthless. That is emotional strength. The goal is not to become a person who never receives criticism. The goal is to become someone who knows how to separate useful advice from unnecessary negativity. Take the lesson. Leave the insult. Take the wisdom. Leave the disrespect. Take responsibility for your mistakes, but do not carry shame that does not belong to you. Keep improving. Keep learning. Keep becoming better. Your identity is not built from the opinions of other people. It is built through your choices, your values, your actions, and the person you choose to become every day. So when criticism comes, stay calm. Listen carefully. Learn what you can. Then keep moving forward. 7. Stop seeking permission to become better. Maybe you have a dream, but you are waiting for people to support it before you take it seriously. Maybe you want to learn something new, but you are afraid people will laugh at you. Maybe you want to change your life, but you are worried about what others will say. Listen carefully. You cannot build your future while constantly asking permission from your past. Not everyone will understand the new direction you choose. Some people may wonder why you are waking up earlier, why you are studying, why you are working quietly, or why you are saying no to things you once accepted. They may think you have changed. And you know what? Maybe you have. Maybe you are finally becoming more focused. Maybe you are finally taking your future seriously. Maybe you are finally learning that your time is too valuable to waste. Let them wonder. You are not here to make everyone comfortable with your growth. You are here to become the person you are capable of becoming. Every great change begins with a decision that you make before everyone else understands it. You do not need applause before you begin. You do not need approval before you improve. You do not need permission to study, practice, learn, build, or become better. Of course, listen to wise advice and learn from people who genuinely care about you. But do not make your entire future depend on everyone's approval. Some people will only understand your vision after they see the results. So keep going, even when nobody notices. Keep learning when nobody praises you. Keep working when nobody believes in you. Your growth is your responsibility. Your future is waiting for your effort. Stop asking, do they approve of me? Start asking, am I becoming better? Then take the next step. Quietly, courageously, consistently. 8. Protect your peace. Your attention is valuable. Your time is valuable. Your energy is valuable. And you should be careful about where you spend them. Do not give all three to someone who does not want to understand you. There will always be someone who talks about you, someone who judges you, someone who compares you, someone who misunderstands you, and someone who thinks they know your entire story after seeing only one small part of it. Let them talk. You have work to do. You have lessons to learn, goals to pursue, skills to develop, and a life to live. You cannot build a meaningful future if you are constantly distracted by every opinion around you. Imagine how much energy you could save if you stopped responding to every unnecessary comment. Imagine how much more focused you could become if you stopped trying to prove yourself to people who are not interested in seeing your side. Not every message needs an answer. Not every argument needs your attention. Not every opinion deserves a place in your mind. Protecting your peace does not mean ignoring everyone or refusing to listen. It means learning to recognize what deserves your energy and what does not. Some conversations can teach you, some can help you grow, but others only create stress and distraction. You have the right to step away from those conversations. You have the right to focus on your own path. Your peace is not something you should give away just because someone wants a reaction from you. Remember, you cannot control what people say, but you can control whether you carry their words with you. So choose carefully. Protect your attention. Protect your time. Protect your energy. Focus on what truly matters. Because peace begins when you stop fighting battles that do not belong to you. 9. You do not need to prove your worth. Read this carefully, because you may need to hear it today. Your worth does not increase when someone praises you, and your worth does not disappear when someone rejects you. You are not valuable because everyone approves of you. You are valuable because you are a human being with the ability to learn, to grow, to make mistakes, to change, and to become better. Yet many people spend years trying to prove that they matter. They chase attention. They chase approval. They try to impress people who may never be impressed. They change themselves just to be accepted. But the more you depend on other people's approval, the more control you give them over your confidence. You should not spend your entire life trying to convince people that you are worthy. Instead, build a life that matters to you. Become someone you respect. Become someone you can trust. Become someone who keeps promises to yourself even when nobody is watching. If you say you will learn, then learn. If you say you will work, then work. If you say you will improve, then take the next step. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build self-respect. And that is where real confidence begins. Not in applause, not in popularity, not in approval. Real confidence grows quietly when you know that you are doing your best to become better. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need everyone to like you. You do not need to prove your value every single day. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep showing up. Let your character become stronger than other people's opinions. Because when you truly respect yourself, you stop begging others to recognize your worth. You already know it. 10. Let your results answer the questions. People may ask, "What are you doing?" You do not need to explain everything. Keep working. They may say, "You will never succeed." Keep working. They may say, "You have changed." Keep working. They may say, "You think you are better now?" Keep working. Not every voice deserves an answer, and not every opinion deserves your attention. Sometimes, the strongest response is simply to continue moving forward. While someone is questioning your direction, you can be building your future. While someone is laughing at your goals, You can be developing your skills. While someone is waiting for you to give up, you can be taking another step. Remember, you do not need to argue with every voice around you. You do not need to convince everyone that your dream is possible. Your future can answer for you. The student who keeps learning has an answer. The person who keeps improving has an answer. The person who keeps showing up when motivation is gone has an answer. The person who refuses to quit after a difficult day has an answer. Your consistency is an answer. Your discipline is an answer. Your growth is an answer. And one day, the life you build may say more than thousands of words ever could. So stop wasting your energy trying to prove yourself in conversations. Put that energy into your work. Read another page. Practice another skill. Take another step. Learn from another mistake. Keep showing up. You may not see the results today, but small actions repeated over time can create powerful change. Your results will eventually speak in a language that excuses never can. So let people wonder. Let them doubt. Let them talk. You have something better to do. Keep building quietly, keep improving patiently, and let your results answer the questions. 11. Learn the power of walking away. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is walk away from an argument. Walk away from unnecessary drama. Walk away from constant negativity. Walk away from conversations that only make you angry, exhausted, or distracted from what truly matters. You may feel like you need to stay and prove that you are right. You may want the other person to finally understand your side. You may want to have the last word. But ask yourself, what will you really gain? Sometimes, winning an argument can cost you your peace. Walking away does not always mean losing. Sometimes it means choosing yourself. Sometimes it means saying my peace matters more than being right. You do not need to respond to every provocation. You do not need to defend every opinion. You do not need to turn every disagreement into a battle. There are moments when silence and distance can protect you better than another 100 words. Walking away also does not mean you are weak or afraid. It can mean that you have enough self-control to recognize when a conversation is no longer productive. You understand that your time is limited and your energy is precious. You have goals to pursue, lessons to learn, and a better version of yourself to build. Why give all of that energy to an argument that will be forgotten tomorrow? Choose your battles carefully. Speak when your words can help. Stay when something truly matters. But when a situation becomes nothing more than endless conflict, give yourself permission to step away. You do not need to win every argument. You need to protect the person you are becoming. Sometimes, walking away is not giving up. It is moving forward. And sometimes, the most powerful statement you can make is simply to leave the argument behind and keep building your life. 12. Become comfortable with being misunderstood. This is difficult, but it is powerful. At some point in your life, you must become comfortable with being misunderstood. Because if you live only to be understood by everyone, you can slowly become a prisoner of other people's opinions. You may change the way you dress to impress people. You may change your goals to satisfy people. You may hide parts of your personality just to fit in. You may even give up on dreams because you are afraid someone will criticize you. And one day, you may wake up and realize that you built a life designed for everyone else, while forgetting what you truly wanted. Do not let that happen. Be kind. Be respectful. Be honest. Listen to good advice. Learn from people who genuinely care about you. But never forget to be yourself. Not everyone will understand your choices, and that is okay. Some people will only see where you are today while you can see where you are trying to go. They may not understand why you are working so hard, why you are becoming more private, why you are changing your habits, or why you no longer want the same things you wanted before. You do not have to make them understand. You can be a good person without being liked by everyone. You can have a good heart without being understood by everyone. You can make mistakes and still continue growing. You can walk your own path without asking everyone to approve of it. Your life is not a popularity contest. It is your journey. So stop changing yourself just to make other people comfortable. Stay true to your values. Keep improving. Keep moving forward. Let people misunderstand you if they choose. Your responsibility is not to control every opinion. Your responsibility is to live honestly and become the person you were meant to become. 13. Do not explain your growth. People may remember the old version of you, and they may expect you to behave the same way forever. They may remember your old habits, your old reactions, your old mistakes, and the person you used to be. But you are allowed to grow. You are allowed to become calmer, more disciplined, more focused, more confident, more thoughtful, and more selective about where you spend your time and energy. You do not owe anyone the same version of yourself forever. Life teaches you lessons. Difficult experiences change your perspective, and every day gives you another opportunity to become better. So do not feel guilty because you are no longer the person you used to be. Growth changes people. Growth changes priorities. Growth changes relationships. Sometimes the things you once accepted no longer feel right. Sometimes the conversations you once enjoyed no longer interest you. Sometimes you realize that certain habits were holding you back and you decide to leave them behind. People may ask, why have you changed? You do not need to feel ashamed of your answer. You can simply say, because I am growing. You do not have to explain every lesson life has taught you. You do not have to prove that your transformation is real. Let your new habits speak. Let your new choices speak. Let your character speak. And remember, growth does not always mean becoming someone completely different. Sometimes it means becoming more honest about who you really want to be. Sometimes growth means you no longer fit in places where you once belonged. That is okay. You are not losing yourself. You are discovering yourself. So keep growing, even when people do not understand it. Keep changing, even when the old version of you feels familiar to others. Your future does not need to look like your past. 14. The more you respect yourself, the less you explain. When you truly respect yourself, something begins to change inside you. You stop begging people to understand your boundaries. You stop chasing people who constantly disrespect you. You stop explaining why you deserve basic kindness, honesty, and respect. You stop arguing with people who only want conflict. Not because you suddenly become cold, but because you finally understand your own value. You realize that your peace is too important to sacrifice for every argument, every opinion, or every person who wants to pull you into unnecessary drama. You become calmer, not because life suddenly becomes easier, but because you become stronger. You learn that you cannot control how other people behave, but you can control what you allow into your life. You begin to recognize the difference between being kind and allowing people to take advantage of your kindness. You understand that saying no does not make you a bad person. Creating distance does not make you cruel. Choosing peace does not mean you are weak. Sometimes, self-respect means walking away from conversations that keep hurting you. Sometimes, it means refusing to explain the same boundary again and again. Sometimes, it means accepting that certain people may never understand your choices. And that is okay. Your peace has a price, and you are no longer willing to pay for unnecessary drama with your time and energy. Think about how much freedom you gain when you stop trying to make everyone happy. You can focus on your goals. You can protect your time. You can build healthier habits. You can become the person you want to be. Self-respect teaches you that you do not need to prove your worth through endless explanations. You simply live according to your values, treat people with respect, and protect the life you are building. The more you respect yourself, the less you need other people to validate your choices. 15. Your future needs your focus. Think about your future self. Think about the person you want to become, the life you want to build, and the goals you want to achieve. That person needs your attention today. Not your endless explanations. Not your constant worrying about what people think. Not your endless arguments with people who do not understand your direction. Your future needs your focus. It needs your discipline, your patience, your courage, and your consistency. Every minute you spend trying to prove yourself to someone else is a minute you could spend building yourself. Every hour you waste worrying about someone's opinion is an hour you could spend learning something valuable, practicing a skill, or taking one more step toward your goal. So stop looking around and asking, who believes in me? Look forward and ask yourself, do I believe in the person I am becoming? Then prove it through your actions. If you want to become stronger, practice when it is difficult. If you want to become smarter, keep learning. If you want to build confidence, keep doing things that challenge you. If you want a better future, make better choices today. You do not need everyone to understand your journey. You need to understand why you started and remember where you are going. Your future self is waiting for the choices you make right now. One day, you will look back at this moment and realize that the small decisions mattered. The times you stayed focused mattered. The times you ignored unnecessary opinions mattered. The days you kept going when nobody noticed mattered. So protect your attention. Protect your time. Stop spending your energy trying to prove who you are. Spend it becoming who you want to be. Your future does not need another explanation. It needs your action. Keep moving forward, keep believing in your growth, and let your life prove what you are capable of becoming. Conclusion. Before this video ends, remember this. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not need to defend every choice, justify every decision, respond to every accusation, correct every misunderstanding, or prove your worth to people who have already chosen not to understand you. Your life is not a courtroom, and you are not on trial. You are not obligated to convince everyone that your intentions are pure or your heart is good. Let your character speak. Let your discipline speak. Let your growth speak. Let your results speak. When people misunderstand you, stay calm. When people doubt you, keep moving forward. When people criticize you, take what is useful and release the rest. When people walk away, let them go without resistance. Do not sacrifice your peace trying to make someone understand your path. Sometimes the strongest response is no response. Sometimes the most powerful explanation is simply the life you continue to build. So stop explaining. Stop proving. Stop seeking approval. Instead, ask yourself, am I proud of who I am becoming? Put your energy into living, learning, growing, building, and improving yourself. Speak only when your words truly matter. Stay silent when silence protects your peace. Apologize when you are wrong, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward without hesitation. You know your journey. You know your heart. You know the effort it has taken to get here. Keep going quietly, strongly, and consistently. Let your life be the explanation. You do not need to explain yourself again.